Tonight's stories.
Invasive.
Mortgage.
Savings. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Comfort Level Podcast. I'm Maddie, and I'm here with
Brandon.
Sam.
We got to do the full shot to let them know where we're at.
We're at the table, baby.
We're at the table.
And you see how close we are to each other. It's a very small table.
And you know, just for us,
I thought it'd
Look
be
at
a
us.
bigger table.
showing up the table, just hit the like and
Hit that
subscribe.
like,
just for
hit
that.
subscribe for the table.
For the table trio.
Yeah.
Or there might be a table duo here, but there'll never be a table cuatro.
Okay.
Table de cuatro. Nunca.
Nunca. Ooh.
Nunca.
2025 year Espanol.
Una mesa
Una mesa
de cuatro.
de cuatro. Nunca.
Nunca.
Para tres. Para dos. Un solo. No cuatro.
Sí. Sí.
Sí.
Sí, sí,
Cinco?
sí.
Bienvenidos.
Cinco.
Nunca.
Maybe.
Así, así.
Así, así. Nunca.
Bueno. They said, shut up.
We lilingual, man.
Lilingual. Oh my gosh.
Who even came
Good
up
job.
with that on the live?
I can't remember
To call
who
you
it
live.
was.
It wasn't Tabby, was it?
No.
Shout out for our next live that we're going to do the second Saturday of January.
Yeah, buddy.
So if you want to watch us live, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll be
Become
live.
my new enemy. Who's gonna be my new enemy of the live? Our next live.
Who's your current enemy right now?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, because you guys are like friends now.
Yeah,
I
Like,
think
you-
Angie. If Angie comes back,
okay.
Angie the murderer. I did put that
She
in the
lightly
timestamps.
tapped. She lightly tapped with the buzz. She lightly
Yeah.
tapped. She didn't murder anybody.
In the timestamps, it says Angie may have done a crime, and
Yeah.
it's definitely a time
Oh,
directly
no.
to it. This girl I think I sent it to you where this girl talks about like riffing, like when your friends
Yes.
don't know that you're riffing.
Yes.
That's exactly what it was. It made me laugh because I'm like, I do that all the time, and I completely shut her down. But it's hard to read a riff in text. Yeah.
My neck.
My
My
back. My booty and my crack.
So, since she's away, are we going to conspire for this next Cousins
That's
cast?
the cousin's cast.
Hey, Maddie, don't cut this out. Let them know. We're conspiring for this next Cousins cast.
2025.
2025, we're coming in hot.
50% of the episodes are going to be cousin cast.
I mean,
Cousin.
cousins. That's also very concerning at the same time.
Cousins.
Oh, we're in a knockout.
Oh God, how do we get here?
Oh no!
We
Wait, take us back. Take us back. Take us.
Oh,
it got worse. It got worse.
No. It's hard to do the buttons upside down.
Cousins.
Cousins.
Don't cut that out. Editing Maddie, please, because real Maddie's here.
All right. So now that we've rambled and all this stuff is getting cut out again,
Okay,
let's go
okay.
take 3 maybe.
Okay.
What's there to talk about? We already been talking. We've been chatting.
We've been chatting.
Yapping away. Don't act on that invasive thought like this next story.
Like this first
Next
story. Am I the asshole for telling my father and his girlfriend that the gift she got me was very creepy and invasive?
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already knowing.
Me too. I already know too.
What do you guys think it is?
Lingerie.
Okay.
No.
I could see that.
That was puppy chow.
Puppy chow is not invasive and not
That's a
inappropriate.
great gift.
You haven't had the puppy chow I've had.
What puppy chow have you had?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Okay. Wait. Oh.
What was in your puppy chow?
Who? What type of puppy chow did you get?
Man, puppy chow sounds
It
good.
actually
Yeah.
sounds fire. I would love puppy chow.
Am I the asshole for telling my father and his girlfriend that the gift she got me was creepy and invasive? I'm expecting my first child due in February. This is the first grandchild on both sides, so everyone is very excited about it. My father's girlfriend, Lena, and I have an okay relationship, but we're very different people. I don't like most of the things that she likes and vice versa. There's no bad blood between us, but she can be a bit pushy sometimes, so we're not exactly close. One of the biggest differences between me and Lena is our stance on influencer culture. She loves it, and I don't. Since I got pregnant, she's been sending me posts on Instagram of random influencers talking about their experience with childbirth, motherhood, etc. A few months ago, one of her favorite influencers gave birth and filmed the whole thing. She posted a cutesy, poorly edited video of the baby being born and her entire family watching from outside the delivery room, with country music playing in the background. Lena sent me that video, and I remember telling her that I'd never do something like that. My husband and I celebrated Christmas at my cousin's place with the rest of the family. When it was time for us to exchange and open our gifts, Lena gave me an envelope. Inside was a videographer's business card. She told me she was hiring him to film my birth. I seriously cannot imagine being filmed while going through a medical procedure, and I don't want anyone besides my husband at the hospital with me. I've been clear about that since I announced my pregnancy, and I didn't want to embarrass Lena, so I thanked her when she gave me the card. Yesterday, my husband and I had lunch with her and my father, and I told her that while I appreciated the gesture, I didn't feel comfortable with the videographer. I said she didn't have to get me anything else for Christmas, but I'd appreciate it if she didn't hire him. Both she and my father got offended, and we ended up having an argument. At one point, Lena started crying and said she couldn't understand why I'd pass up at the opportunity of creating such a beautiful memento of my child's birth. I replied that I found the idea of having someone film me during such a vulnerable moment to be creepy and invasive, and that this wasn't the first time I expressed that I was uncomfortable with it. My father said that it was rude of me to say that and to refuse the gift, and he's very disappointed in me. My husband agrees with me, as does pretty much my whole family. I don't really think I did anything wrong, but my father's reaction is freaking me out. Am I the asshole?
Nah, I think the dad's just trying to show his girlfriend hey, I'm on your side. I don't think it's more than that. I feel like she's like, no one wants it. He's like, no, baby, I'm on your side. Yeah, you're right. Definitely get a videographer for my daughter.
But it's like, at what point are you like, all right, it's a bad gift? If the person that's going to get the gift is actively like, no, why are you going to cry about that? Because then that's
she doesn't sound great.
That's just an invasion of privacy. I don't see. Yeah.
She also doesn't sound like someone who listens.
Yeah.
Because of all the multiple times that OP has told us about their conversations with celebrity culture and having a camera in the room while giving birth. And she was like, I don't want to do that. And then
also,
she obviously didn't hear that. Huh?
I'm not a celebrity.
Yeah, I'm not a family vlogger.
Why are you doing this for me?
Yeah.
Because would you ever want a camera, and would you ever want memories? Let's start with memories of giving birth.
Hearing that a lot of women poop, no.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if it's like where my shoulder is of seeing the baby and it's literally very personal, but I could also never see myself really even sharing my child online. I was watching a TikTok video where this lady was saying that pedophiles don't need to go looking for, places where they can find the kids. It's like very readily available because parents are just posting their kids to their public profiles and it's really easy for them to find them. And then if they were to take those photos and put them into an AI thing, they can create stuff. So I think that it is weird that the mother-in-law got the videographer too, because you're in such a vulnerable position, like OP was saying. And then also she's actually expressed the opposite, that she would never be interested in having a video or whatever. And like I said earlier, you're kind of just dealing with somebody who's not listening to what you're saying. Yeah. And what do you really do past those people of when they give you a gift, you just, reiterate, please don't hire that person. They're not going to be allowed in the room.
Yeah.
I don't want you to waste your money. I don't want there to be stress on that, already important and, stressful day for a lot of women already. So don't do it or else I'm calling security. You're getting kicked out. You're not going to see the baby. So please don't.
And you still got to pay the videographer.
And you still have to pay him.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to give him a good review. I'm going to say he did what I asked. And I appreciate that.
He showed up on time and didn't shoot
and he left.
He
did exactly what I asked him to do. He was the best videographer I've ever had.
Because I was just thinking of it just normally, regardless if OP wanted to or not, that's just a weird gift in general to buy a videographer for someone else.
Yeah.
For someone's birth,
Yeah, for someone's birth, that's just a strange gift. I feel like only influencers could do that tweet. Like only that's an influencer thing. That's not a normal person.
I thought it was a good story, but I don't have anything to say with this mic in my face. The table's changed me. I'm distracted.
I think it's just a cut and dry story.
Yeah, it's very cut and dry.
It's just, we're just saving the good takes, like this next story.
Should have to scrunch down to grab it.
And now Brandon's at an advantage right now.
And he can't be beat, by the way.
Yeah.
We only have 4 stories, so only somebody can tie with him.
Two up, boy.
Yeah. And I know I'm not because I have to do this.
He does have a clear advantage, so
he's just like looking directly at it. He can do it.
And I'm like skimming and scanning too.
Yeah,
it's like so like I could just be like, all right. But I'm like over here like.
Okay, so this next story is, am I the asshole for refusing to give my mother access to my savings account, even though she says it's for family emergencies?
How would you talk to me if you have an emergency?
Seems a little fishy.
You don't need access to my account.
Let's define emergency first.
Let's define access.
Yeah.
Do you want to see it? You want to see what's in there? Because even then, no. But are you having control? Can you pull stuff in? Can you take stuff out?
I'll give you access to deposit.
Yeah.
If you want to put money in,
that's fine.
That's all you. But anything else, that's it.
No.
You gotta go through me.
You gotta go through me.
Am I the asshole for refusing to give my mother access to my savings account, even though she says it's for family emergencies? I, 24 female, have been working since I was 18 and have been diligently saving money. Over the years, I've built a decent emergency fund and started putting money aside for a house. My parents have always known I'm good with money, but recently my mom, 48 female, has been pressuring me to give her access to my savings account. She says it's because the family has had a lot of unexpected expenses lately, like car repairs and medical bills for my younger brother, 15 male. While I understand money is tight, I've always helped when I could. I've paid for groceries, contributed to household bills, and even helped cover my brother's grocery supplies. But my mom insists that it's not enough. She wants direct access to my savings account, just in case something big happens. I told her I wasn't comfortable with that, since I've worked hard for that money, and it's meant for my future. I also mentioned that I'd be happy to help if a real emergency comes up, but I'd prefer to manage it on my terms. She got really upset, saying that I don't trust her and saying that I'm being selfish. My dad has stayed out of it, but my older sister, 26 female, thinks I'm overreacting and should just let mom have access. She even said, "What's the point of saving if you're not going to help your family?" Now I'm feeling torn. On one hand, I want to help my family, but on the other hand, I don't think it's fair for me to hand over control of my hard-earned money. Am I the asshole for refusing to give my mother access to my savings account?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I agree. We did a live a few days ago, and I remember them, Momo, made a really good comment about one of the stories that we did.
Oh, yeah.
And they were basically just saying something along the lines of like, take your familial person out of the equation and look at it again. And I think if you had somebody coming up to you being like, "Hey, give me access to your account just in case," you're like, no.
Wait, what?
No, I'm not going to do that. But then when you add in the fact that it's a mother,
only for emergencies though.
It's for emergencies.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, this is I say this is for my future. This is for my future.
That's
and they
weird.
say,
I'm just asking you just to have access to it for
just
my
in case.
emergencies. I don't get why you're all butthurt.
no, you
about
should save up for your own emergencies. And if you need to ask me for something,
But I used all my money, so I need someone else's now.
okay, you can't just have access to my account,
Okay,
random
that's
person.
weird. Okay.
And then the veil falls. It's your mother.
Oh no. Voice changer. It's like, sorry. Mom here.
Jackie on his. What would you do?
What would you
Jackie
do?
on his, like,
Because
so you refuse
John is like,
access?
so you denied it, but what if it's your mom? And you're like, oh, well,
I still would deny
yeah,
it.
I think it takes away less of the situation where you feel bad, but it's the same thing of like, no, you can't have access to my account. I'm an
Yeah.
adult. You can't just like, I can understand if you maybe want to help me figure it out, but I know she sounds like OP knows what they're doing to
Yeah.
a certain extent. They don't need your help. And also, yeah, so you just want access to my money to pull stuff out for family emergencies. No.
And hey, older sister, how about you get access to your account?
Yeah, older sister, how about you give mom access?
Older sister probably broke and don't know how to save, and that's why they're like, we did go with older sister. Like, my money's gone now.
Older sister is the one asking mom for money.
Yeah.
So older sister's like, yeah, give her access.
Yeah, give her access. The emergency is my rent.
Yeah. Brother's supplies and older sister's access.
Yeah.
And also the dad just staying out of it. Come on. I'm
with the dad.
Because to a certain extent, I feel like dad reminds me of like that one parent who just like enables the other person because they're not saying anything.
Yeah.
They're not saying no, but they're not saying yes. So if anything, they're just enabling it to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Because they're not stepping in and be like, hey, don't ask daughter for money.
This is crazy.
We got this.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like contributing to the problem, but also to a certain extent, like at the very minimum, I guess I can like appreciate the fact that he's also not harping on it, but he's not stopping it either.
No, you're right.
It's
I think people
still
should
creating
just
the
step
problem.
At least mediate.
Yeah.
Just mediate. But yeah.
There's nothing to me. It's weird.
It is
and
weird.
It is weird, but the weirdest thing is not weird. Like, this is a normal thing happening in families where they just expect family members to give, not necessarily have access to their account, but just expect them to give money just because we're family. Like, there is an expectation by a lot of families where you're like, yeah, just give me money. I need money. Moms are asking their kids, give me money. And kids are giving money.
Keyword, ask.
Asking is an important thing.
True, that's true. But even like generationally, I can see that in my family where, you know, I can see aunts and uncles asking for family members for money and then seeing how it doesn't happen in our family.
Yeah.
And if it does, it's never, because I'm the youngest, so it's never really happened to me. But I do know that when it can be paid back, it is paid back. It is like, maybe like, just let me put this in your account until you get paid, because otherwise it's going to be overdrawn. I swear to God, I'm going to give it to you back on Friday.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's other people and like you said, they're not even asking for the access to the account. They're just asking for money.
Yeah.
But even that with family, you feel that obligation of like, oh, it's literally my sibling. I have the money now. I'm going to need it in a few weeks, but they said they can pay me back. But they're also notorious for never paying me back.
Right.
But they make me feel bad for never doing that. And so I feel horrible because I have the money now, but how am I ever going to get ahead if I always keep giving my extra money to family because they know I have extra right now?
That just reminded me. My sister owes me money.
You better send that text.
Texting Elise right now.
I am. I'm like, wait, you owe me money.
But then that line of thinking is completely what Momo was saying, is like, you do have to take the family out of it. If someone kept asking for money, never paid you back, and it wasn't your family, how would you feel about that? Would you feel this guilt that you're feeling right now?
Yeah.
And then thinking about that, I'm like, okay, maybe I should stop doing it. Maybe this is not a thing I should be doing. I shouldn't just be giving money. I'm not a bank. I love saying that. Do I look like a bank to you?
I'm a person. I'm not a bank.
I ain't a bank.
No. Maybe go ask U.S. Bank and see what they say.
Yeah.
And if they say no, then why should I say yes?
Why would I say yes? Why would I say yes?
Put it on Klarna.
Klarna.
Afterpay, all that.
But if Elise doesn't pay you back, you can just tell her that I'm not going to get her a present, and then I'll send you the money, like this next story.
Yeah.
Kids open their presents without me.
Oh, so he crashed out.
He definitely crashed out. Why is all this wrapping paper around here? And the kids are like playing with the toys. Grabs it, breaks it. Did you open it without me? Looking at him in the eye. Crash.
Coal.
Yeah, you're the asshole, I think, if you did that.
Kids open their presents without me. Am I the asshole? My husband is usually a great husband and father, but I'm so effing pissed right now.
Oh no.
I don't think I've ever been this mad. I woke up this morning around 8:30 when I heard the kids running around. I knew they would be eager to open their Christmas presents, so I got up immediately. I have a lot of trouble sleeping for various reasons, so my husband lets me sleep in every morning and watches the kids until I wake up naturally, or I have to get up to help the kids get ready for the day. He's alone with them for half an hour to an hour. He knows what time to wake me up if I oversleep. So I come into the living room and there is wrapping paper everywhere. All of the presents are already unwrapped and the kids, 5 and 7, are playing with them. I immediately start crying and I walked back into the bedroom where my sadness also turned into anger. I started screaming like crazy. I am so mad. I spent so much time thinking about what to get the kids ordering it and driving around to find it in the stores, wrapping them and everything. And I feel like I was completely deprived of the joy of seeing their faces when they opened their presents, which is one of the best parts of Christmas. My husband said he videotaped it. I screamed at him why he either couldn't make the kids wait or he could have just come and woken me up. And he said, I never wake you up in the morning. And I said, it's fucking Christmas morning. You didn't think I wanted to watch the kids unwrap the presents? And I called him an asshole. He said he's sorry. He didn't say I overreacted. I'm really hurt right now, and I don't even know how to get over it. I don't feel like doing anything Christmassy today. I'm so disappointed in everybody. I guess this was more of a rant to get this off of my chest, but you can certainly tell me if I was the asshole or not. Also, if you have any suggestions on how to mediate my hurt feelings, that would be really great. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas.
Dang, they wrote it on Christmas.
Yeah.
You sure did not.
That's crazy.
You sure did not have a Merry Christmas. Okay, maybe personal bias. I think she is. When I grew up with my parents, I never really saw them like argue. It was more bickering, but they would always get it solved. But you can do that without raising your voice, one, and you can do that without cussing at somebody. Mm-hmm. Cussing is, it's just a personal thing. I really don't like to be cussed at all. So I was like, oh, okay, from my perspective, yeah. Because if it was if it was like, I think it's also personal bias because, you know, I'm starting to realize that I think the way I feel about Christmas is because of how my dad is. He's just like super relaxed on Christmas. Mm-hmm. It's not that big of a deal. Like, yes, we're with family, but like the presents don't really mean anything. Like growing up, I was like, oh yeah, these are cool. But then after a while, I'm like, I'm chilling. So hearing her be like completely going nuclear at the fact that she wasn't there for the kids opening gifts, I'm like, there's another Christmas to be had.
I feel like the only difference is your parents probably got like that as you got older. Both of you are older now.
Yeah.
OP's kids are 5 and 7.
Well,
which is like prime kid time.
Yeah.
And the thing that resonated with me was like, because it probably sucks for parents. I did all this stuff. I had to find all these presents. I had to take all this time. I had to spend the money. We probably spent a ton of money wrapping. Wrapping sucks. The only benefit I get out of this, because these 5 and 7 year olds ain't buying none for me. If they give me something, it's probably some stupid hand drawing or whatever, or a lovely hand drawing. I love my kids. This is the only thing I get is seeing their joy, seeing their happiness. I don't want to see it through an iPhone camera. I want to see it firsthand. That's my reward for this.
Yeah.
And I can see, because I like to like don't assume negative intent. So I'm like, I don't think the husband was like, I'm trying to ruin it for her. But he seems to me like the person who's like, I don't have common sense. That answer to be like,
you were sleeping.
I never wake up. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. And I can see myself saying it because I often get accused of like, oh, Sam, you don't have common sense, because I will think like that. We're like, well, we always do this. This is a special day. So I get her getting very pissed about it. I get the anger behind it. But the only thing I do agree with you about is like the outrage, the bursts for the kids specifically. But sometimes you just can't control those emotions.
Yeah.
So I will add this because you said, does the edit matter? And I was like, it doesn't. She didn't do that in front of the kids, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
She saw it, turned around, started crying, and then started crashing out in her room. And the kids didn't notice it at all. They're like,
the kids didn't know,
but the husband is like, what is that noise?
Yeah.
Because, that was going to be my second thing.
Gunshot.
That was going to be my second thing. If it was like you did it in front of the kids, then you made the Christmas.
No.
Yeah, that would suck.
She didn't do it in front of the kids.
Okay.
I agree with Sam. I think having all that work, especially with what she described, which could include the husband too, but she seemed to have a lot of memories of hunting for the gift, packing the gift, all this stuff, all this work to figure that literally all the husband could have done was, if he didn't want to wake her up, say, kids, you can't open it until mom gets up.
Yeah.
And she even said
weird.
It's within an hour and a half an hour to an hour.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. So it was like 30 minutes, literally probably 20 minutes after the kids opened all their presents is when she woke up because they were super loud. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming it's like And she also does say this in the update, which I'm not going to read because for the most part, we don't really need to say much, but he did get where she was coming from. And he also understood it more where she was like, imagine if I let you sleep in, but I said I videotaped it. Would you be okay with that? And he was like, no, I would be disappointed too.
Right.
And so I don't think cussing at your partner is good either. But I think it can be easy to have that frustration knowing that such like a moment like that is gone with all that work that you put into it, and it's gone. And it seems like all your husband had to do was wake you up or tell the kids to wait. And it seems like such an easy thing for your partner to realize, like the whole common sense. How do you not understand that?
Yeah.
You know, and I can totally get that rage because I'm just thinking about it and my tone is changing.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like, I can understand where she's coming from. She did end up saying, because all the Reddit people, of course, were like, divorce!
Of course.
But she was like, we talked about it. We both understand where we were coming from. It was a mistake. We're good.
And divorce is crazy. Come on, Reddit.
Over Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, you know, over something like that, because it can be really frustrating.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, it was a mistake.
Yeah.
If we were to assume that
He
it
owned
was
up
an
to it.
accident,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, he owned up to it. He was like, he even said in the story that we did read, he was like, I don't think you're overreacting.
Right. This is proper.
You
Yeah.
know, he's like, I messed up. You know,
Definitely messed up.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Yeah.
Unless
I'm
the only
leaning
reason I
more.
would get divorced is like my husband's dumb. Like I actually have a dumb husband.
or if it's like intentional. Like he's
Yeah.
intentionally doing
If
these
this
little
was like a
things, you
history
know,
of
like
things.
if you had a
It's
partner and it
malicious
was
intent behind it.
malicious, and
Like
it was
that guy who
multiple
was tightening
times.
jars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because then you feel like, well, the tightening jars one really was interesting because it's like, it's so small, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It seems wrong. And
Yeah.
then whenever he tells his friends, whenever I have to tell my family, I'm like, yeah, we got a divorce over jars. So like, you're like, you don't get it. There's something psychological
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
I think after hearing the explanation, well, I guess that's my thing. I got probably just hung up on the fact that she cussed
Yeah.
and was like yelling at him.
Yeah.
I just didn't like that, but
But the bigger picture.
the bigger picture, yes, for me, that's why I was like, oh, don't do that. But the bigger picture, now you guys explained it more. But also, it's just the whole Christmas thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just right now. But maybe it might change when I have kids again. But it's like
Again.
no,
Wait.
like maybe the feeling for Christmas
Wait,
might change again.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
You don't have kids again.
I don't have kids
Okay.
again.
So
The
like you're
feeling
like,
for
I'm
Christmas
like,
might change
Maddie doesn't even know that I didn't know anything about it.
No.
again.
Okay.
When
And it's
I
like,
have
if
my
I
own
were to have
children.
kids, you would notice. If he were to have kids, you would never know.
I would never know.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But yeah, I was saying it would change again. But for right now, it's like, from my perspective, Christmas is just a weird holiday.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
thankfully, the Reddit thing, people didn't win out. They didn't get divorced. They didn't
Thank
sell their
God.
house. They didn't have to get a new mortgage like
I knew
this
you were gonna
last
do
story.
it.
2v2. We're tied. Oh, we're tied. You don't win. We're tied. I
And
don't win.
I'm
We're
not in
tied.
the
No,
game.
no. You're
I'm
not in
not
the
even
game. You
in
didn't
the game.
transition at all. 2v2. 2v2.
Well, I did want to say on the last story, Maddie transition.
Okay.
Because I'm like an overthinker. I like overthink a lot of things. I think about situations a lot. And I can definitely know the frustration. If I'm in that situation, I'm overthinking. I'm thinking about what scenarios will happen. And something happens that I'm like, there's no way that would happen. So I never thought about it.
Yeah.
I never thought my husband would just open the gifts without me. That would never cross my mind. So you could wake up, you're like, I overthink so much, and I would be livid. I would be through the roof. I'm punching the air. I would probably hit him.
Well, when we talked about the original story, I don't even think you guys assumed that that's what happened. I think you guys assumed the kids probably opened it on their own, the way you
Yeah.
guys were talking originally.
Yeah, that's what I
from
thought.
the title.
Oh, yeah.
You guys didn't even assume that one partner would
Who
not.
would think? Yeah, you're like, because I'm just thinking about your average Christmas, a family. I still remember when we were kids, my sister's not in the room. My mom was like, "Hold up, Sam.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Where's everybody at?
Your sister's not here. She has nothing to give. It has nothing to do with her. Your sister's not here. Wait. It's weird to just not even have everybody in the family.
And then
in
she
the
like
room.
looks around. She's like, "Oh, she's still in my belly." Anyway, go ahead, Sam.
Go, Sam.
You're like, "Oh, mom, that's gonna be a problem in a few years."
It's funny because my dad always sleeps.
And then you pick her up.
Like that's how much he doesn't like. He's like, it's not that big of a deal. We have to go wake him up every single year
to watch the gifts.
To watch
and
him.
he doesn't even care, and he's still getting invited.
And he still opens them. He opens them so slow. It's like, all right.
But I bet you, if your dad found out that you opened without him, he would be salty.
He'd be a new coach. He'd go crazy.
He said, "I need a new family."
Yeah.
I don't know if he would. I don't know if he would kick.
No.
I feel like he would.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask him.
Am I the asshole for refusing to co-sign my sister's mortgage after my parents went behind my back? I, 28 female, have been busting my butt for years to save for my own house. I work in software, so I make decent money, but it still takes forever to build up a good down payment. Meanwhile, my younger sister, 25 female, is in grad school with barely any credit. Our parents, both mid-50s, found a house near them and decided she needs it. They made an offer without telling me, and now the deal only goes through if I co-sign. The problem? I had no idea about this. My parents basically dropped a bomb. You have the best credit score. Co-sign so your sister can get the house. They also hinted that I should chip in for the down payment because you've got the money. If I co-sign, I'll be on the hook if my sister can't pay. She's still in school, has debt, and zero backup plan. The bank might also reject my future mortgage application since they'll see that I'm already tied up to another loan. But my parents say I'm selfish and forgetting family values. My sister is calling me a monster for leaving her stranded, and my mom threatened to cut off any future financial help like wedding money if I don't help right now. Some relatives think it's insane my parents tried to rope me into this after they already made the offer. Others say I should just do it for the family's sake. I feel guilty, but also mad they put me in this spot. Am I the asshole for protecting my own finances, or are they wrong for strong-arming me into co-signing a mortgage I never wanted in the first place? And then there's edits and an update.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
This is reminiscent of the second story.
Yep.
It is.
Where y'all finding these families?
For so many people, for a lot of people, a house will be the biggest purchase they ever make in their life. And you're just saying willingly, with no decision, with no input from me, we're going to do that for your little sister. And you got to help, and you got to co-sign and be tied to it.
And she can't get the house unless you do it. So
what's the audacity? That is crazy. I hate that.
Yeah, I'm literally speechless. There's no way that this could be correct. Yeah.
For me, it's the same thing as the second story.
Yeah.
Take your family out of it. Shout out Momo. Take your family out of it. You have somebody being like, "Hey, co-sign for this person." No. I'm trying to get my own house. I can't do that.
Too close to my personal goal.
She's in school, she has debt, and she has no plan of necessarily staying in this place.
Yeah.
You want this for my younger sister. You never said that you were going to help me, which is fine, but now you are telling me I need to help her. Oh, I thought I was an adult. I thought I was 28 years old, and I'm going to say no. But now you're going to guilt me because you raised me, you're my family. You're going to guilt me into doing this. And if I don't, then you say you won't help me when I get married in the future. So now you're using this against me. That's so wrong.
And what do they mean, help with the down payment? What did they do? Were they giving half a gift? Were they like putting half down payment? They still need more money
For the wedding?
No, didn't they ask her like also co-sign but also help her with the house?
Yeah, because they're like, you have money.
But what's their gift? I thought they were gifting the house.
No. They're like, hey, there's a house that's opening up and she needs to be close.
Also, this is just passing information.
Yes.
That's even.
They
I thought
help
the parents
the sister
were helping
get
with
the
money.
information. They help to get it in front of her.
Oh my God, no! I'm even more. I thought the parents were actually giving money. They're not doing anything.
No, they said you have the best credit score and you have money. So sign and also give your sister some money because she knows she doesn't have any.
That's actually crazy.
But we're trying to put a house in her name.
Oh,
and if she doesn't make the payments, it's going to affect your credit score in the future.
Is your camera still going? Yeah. And growing up, I've dealt with it, but I used to tend to be very spiteful in certain aspects of life. And so me hearing that, I would have been like, oh, you're going to take away money from my wedding? I'm going to elope. I'm not even going to give you the wedding.
You're not invited.
Yeah, you're not invited. I'm going to elope. I can do it on my own. I don't even want your money.
Yeah.
But that's like the bad side of me. Being spiteful is never fun.
Yeah. Because if people are offering free money, you're like, I'm going to take it.
It's definitely very fun. Being spiteful is very fun.
It is fun. That's the problem. It's not good.
Yeah, it's not good, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to be spiteful, but yeah, I also want to work on that.
Okay, so edit. I think you guys will find this edit very interesting.
I'm pissed.
By the first line.
Yeah, I'm mad.
Tell me what you think after this first line. I'm actually adopted.
Oh.
LOL. Forgot to mention, in my confused and angry state, my parents adopted me when I was very young because they've been struggling to conceive. A few years later, they had my younger sister naturally, which was a huge deal to them. She was their miracle baby. Ever since, it's felt like my role in the family became the older adopted one, while she was the golden child who could do no wrong. Growing up, I was expected to pitch in more, be more responsible, and generally look out for my sister. I worked my butt off in school, snagged scholarships, and eventually landed a good job in software. All the while, I felt like my family mostly saw me as the fallback option in case anyone needed financial or emotional support. Now that I'm actually building my own life, saving for a house, focusing on my career, I'm realizing how my success just makes me look like a bigger piggy bank to my parents. The more independent I become, the clearer it is that I need to separate myself from the constant guilt trips and the unspoken expectation that I'll always bail them or my sister out. I love them, but I can't keep sacrificing my own future to maintain a dynamic where I am never the priority. So thank you all for the wake-up call. And then there's an update.
Oh, I'm sorry, OP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so sad. One thing I did find precious, though, is that she's like, I still love them, but I got to focus on me.
Yeah, I mean, that's your family at the end of the day, but it's got to be tough, like being able to see the difference of love given to, you know, one sister to the other.
Which is funny. I'm like, that's what I'm thinking about hearing the first part of the story, but OP never mentions it because that's the first thing I'm like, wait, why are they getting a house for the younger one and they're not getting one? But I'm like, OP's not saying anything. Maybe this is fine. Maybe you don't even consider it. But the adoptive note just adds on to it. You're like, oh. It makes everything more clear. And it's crazy too. It's like, it's so obvious that I wonder if the parents see it. Because I always wonder in these situations when there's clearly a favorite, do parents see it? Or if they're confronted, they're like, no, you're crazy. Like, or do they see it? Because I've never been in a situation where like there's a clear, I guess I've seen clear favorites in my mind.
I feel like people know.
And they're just okay with it.
Yeah. Maybe they create things in their head that make it okay.
Yeah.
They create things. But I feel like people have to know. To a certain extent, you have to know, like, because for me, I feel like I would know.
Yeah.
And then the only way that I would make it okay in my head is if I'm creating situations where I'm like, well, this is the
real one.
I gave birth to her. Yeah. And it's like, what?
We did
but
this,
before you knew about that, you had to, you decided that you would adopt this baby and give this baby your best and treat the baby fairly, treat them like your own because you didn't know, but then the moment you have one, you just like put her on the shelf.
Yeah, because now it's even more icky to me now, knowing that she's adopted. It's like you adopted this person to use as like a money bag, like a piggy bank, or
like a babysitter, or anything.
Yeah, like you're just using them as a tool for your kid, and like it probably wasn't the greatest growing up as kids, but now we're adults, and you're still like, well, give us your money. You're
not seeing them as your child.
Yeah,
you're seeing
them
as
your other daughter who also has dreams, who wants to buy, like working towards buying a house, like it's a dream of theirs, and you're like, I don't care about that. Our daughter needs a house, so.
Because I wonder if in the back of their mind they're like, well, we adopted her, we took her from wherever she was, like we're giving her a better life, so we can call on her and ask her for these things. It's like, no, you can't.
You can't do that.
So.
Yeah, this is icky.
Okay, so update. Okay, so here's where I'm at. I'm absolutely not co-signing my sister's mortgage.
Good.
And I'm definitely not pitching in for any down payment.
Facts.
This whole thing was the final push I needed to realize how messed up our family dynamic has been for ages. I mean, I've always known it was bad, but having them basically try to volunteer me and my finances without even asking just crossed a line I can't ignore anymore. I'm done. I've decided to cut ties. I'm already in the process of dropping any financial entanglements we have, cutting off any shared accounts, making sure they can't use my information for anything, and basically scrubbing them for my finances. My job lets me work remotely, so I'm planning on moving out of state soon. That was always in the back of my mind, but now it feels urgent. I need space, distance, and a real shot at a normal life without the constant guilt trips. I'm also locking down my credit, freezing it, changing passwords, everything. I'm not taking any chances that someone might try to open a line of credit in my name. I've seen enough horror stories and I'm not about to become one. Thankfully, I'm not in this all alone. My close friends have been incredible. They're basically my real family at this point, helping me pack, offering me a place to stay if I need it, reminding me that I'm not crazy for wanting to protect my future. They've been the biggest source of support, and I'm honestly so grateful to have them in my corner. So yeah, that's it. I'm not signing. I'm leaving. I'm done. If my family wants to blow up at me for abandoning them, so be it. I've got to look out for myself, my credit, and my sanity. Here's to hoping only things get better from here. Everyone who commented their 2 cents are amazing people, and I thank you all for your support while I'm dealing with this. Truly, thank you.
Wow.
I hope she gets everything she goes for.
Yeah.
Get out of there, girl.
And I also hope there's healing from this, because realizing that, you know, you've always been trying to avoid kind of the truth and how you've seen your family act towards you, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm looking on the right side, or it's not
Exactly,
that.
yeah.
And then being like, okay, it is that.
Yeah.
You know, I've had ideas and I've been able to push past it, but this is so glaringly that, you know.
And you just look back about every other situation
Yeah.
that you probably just
Yeah.
papered over. Like, yeah, dang it.
But yeah, here is to bigger and better things. OP. Cheers. That sounded horrible in the
really
mic.
Bad. That was really bad.
So we're gonna cut that
Yeah.
audio, but maybe it
Clink. Just add a
seemed
clink,
better.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Add a clink noise. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
That's an editor right there.
That's an editor.
But I don't know. But with the Bi-Centennial, you would assume it's 50. You know.
It is every 50
Also,
years.
what are you doing where the Bi-Centennial needs to be in the equation for anything?
Well, you're not going to
You're building a
Bi-Centennial
legacy.
thing?
So when we do our Comfort Level podcast, Bi-Centennial,
I can't wait.
why are you surprised by that?
We go
You don't
make
think we're
it-
going to be around by
What
then?
is it,
Yeah.
47 years away or 46? How's it long?
Almost 46 years away.
Did we
I
start
think.
when did we start?
I think we
again?
started in 2022.
Oh, it wasn't 2021?
I think we started in 2022.
So yeah, you better be there at the Bi-Centennial. Everyone listening, please be at the Bi-Centennial of Comfort Level Podcast.
Because then it's like, are you guys part of the first 80,000 subscribers? If you are, show up to the
Show up to the
Bi-Centennial. We'll send you an
This
invitation.
only goes to them.
Only to the first 80,000 subscribers.
80,000.
If you're 81, you can't come.
Sorry.
We only have enough
We'll see you at
space
the
for 80,000
Centennial.
people.
Yeah, we'll
What
see
if
you at
it's
the
like this-
Centennial.
What if it's a cool 81 and they're like on the lives?
I'll be dead.
If it's a +1 at that point, maybe we'll fit you in, but it depends on who cancels. But right now, we're booking the room for 80,000 people. So, you know,
I'm
you
actually
get in where you
excited
fit
now.
in.
It's
Never
in the-
mind.
It's in the lobby of a keto.
What I said was in the past. Don't worry about me questioning Bicentennials.
Okay.
I'm a changed person now.
You're going to be there?
Yeah.
The first
'Cause
video
they're going to be looking for you.
Yeah.
was May 2022. May 17th, 2022.
okay.
So we probably started filming like March, April.
Yeah, it was like March-ish, April.
So 2022. Which makes sense because our Broken Bow shirt actually says 2022 on it. So
Oh.
established in 2022.
Oh.
Wait.
That's
Merch available at But yeah, so again, we're gonna put a link in the description for our first 80,000 subscribers. You guys are the
yeah,
ones,
we're
but
gonna
we
make
also
an Eventbrite for it.
Yep. It's actually gonna be at the we're gonna figure out an arena and we'll let you know.
Also, I said the lobby of a keto, but
We could do that. I don't think there's one big enough.
Yeah.
Maybe a Buc-ee's. We could do a Buc-ee's.
Oh, we could do a Buc-ee's.
We'll find a
There'll be
Buc-ee's in
room
Texas.
over. There'll be room left over
there's
at a
gonna be room.
Buc-ee's.
So that's where it's like if the +1 does come, it's okay. But if it's in a Qdoba, no, they are not allowed in. Are they on the list?
Capacity, they can only do 80,000.
Maybe if somebody leaves, they came in,
And that
they gotta
includes the
leave.
workers too.
That
includes the
We
workers.
might have to cut some people.
Yeah, so maybe we're at like
79.
60,000.
How many people do you think work at Qdoba? You think 20,000 people work at Qdoba?
I assume we're gonna have security. Oh, okay, Iggy. Iggy, my Iggy. So that's our first episode of January. Wait, yeah, our first episode of 2025.
Oh my gosh.
At a table, feeling different. It
At a
feels weird, but it
table.
also feels right in a
It
lot
does
of
feel
ways.
really good.
But the way that
my
if we
back
film
is
more of these, my
hurting.
back is gonna build up so much strength from this posture because I don't have any back
Rock
support.
solid.
I kept slouching. I folded so many times.
Bye.